Greetings from Ek Bharat Shasta Bharat Club, Anna University, Chennai, Tamil Nadu. I am M.R. Priyadarshini, Research Scholar from College of Engineering, Gindi, Anna University. It's a wonderful sensation to talk about the uniqueness of Jammu and Kashmir, and indeed it's a privilege to talk about the geology and geotechniques of Jammu and Kashmir from engineering point of view. This video comprises a brief documentary about the fascinating geology and geotechniques of Jammu and Kashmir. Let us watch the awe-inspiring Jammu and Kashmir. Jammu and Kashmir forms the northernmost state of our country and in the western part of Himalayas. Jammu and Kashmir have been divided into Kashmir, Jammu and Ladakh. Jammu and Kashmir is a divine place. Many parts are most visited by tourists. Jammu and Kashmir is a place of remarkable history, rich culture and tradition, vast biodiversity, biting cold, hot summer, pleasant evenings, heavy rainfall, massive resources, and distinct geological records. Let us re-explore the geology of Jammu and Kashmir. The continent-continent collision. The Himalayas represent a perfect example of the mountain belt formation by the continent-continent collision. The Indian plate and the Eurasian plate collided during Eocene epoch in the Cenozoic era. And still the collision is active and is the reason for the highest ranges in the world. The Himalayan ranges have been classified from south to north as Sub-Himalaya or Outer Himalayas form the Shivalik range. Lower or Lesser Himalaya forms the Pir Panjal range. Higher or Greater Himalaya form the Karakoram range. Trans or Tibetan Himalaya forms the Tethys Himalayas. All these zones are divided by the presence of thrust, and the stratigraphy of these zones are not comparable with each other. The Shivaliks. The outermost range of the Himalayas is known as the Shivaliks, also known as Manak Parbat in ancient times. The altitude varies between 900 and 1100 meters in this range. The width varies between 10 to 50 kilometers. These ranges are composed of unconsolidated sediments brought down by the rivers. The longitudinal valleys lying between the Himachal and the Shivaliks are called Dun. Pir Panjal Range, a mountain range in the northern Indian subcontinent. It is the part of the western Punjab Himalayas, the western outlier of the vast Himalayan system. The Pir Panjal Range is situated principally in the disputed Kashmir region. It extends southeastward for more than 200 miles from the Neelam River in the western Azad Kashmir area through southwestern Jammu and Kashmir state to the upper Beas River in northwestern Himachal Pradesh state, India. Rising sharply to an average elevation of more than 13,000 feet, that is 4,000 meters, it separates the Jammu hills to the south from the Vale of Kashmir, beyond which lie the Great Himalayas. The major passes through the range include the Pir Panjal and Banihal. A highway tunnel near Banihal Pass makes the Vale of Kashmir accessible to traffic from the south even in winter. The mountains extending to the north of the Neelam River in Pakistan are sometimes considered part of the range. Karakoram Range. Structurally, the Karakorams originated from folding in the Cenozoic era, that is, during the past 65 million years. Granites, gneisses, crystallized schist, and phyllites dominate the geologic composition. To the south and north, the central rock core of the Karakorams is edged by a region of limestones and micaceous slates of the Paleozoic and partly Mesozoic eras, that is, about 245 to 540 million years old. To the south, the sedimentary rock is sometimes cut by intrusion of granite. The surfaces of certain areas expose slate, which yields more rapidly to weathering. At the end of the Mesozoic, the region of the Karakorams was characterized by great structural changes, and the Karakorams emerged as the result of intensive geologically recent upheavals.
There is still frequent seismic activity in this region. Some events are of great violence and often trigger massive rock and ice avalanches. Hot springs are found in several areas. Tethys Himalayas. There is no sharp boundary between the Great Himalayas and the ranges, plateaus, and basins lying to the north of the Great Himalayas. Those are generally grouped under the names of the Tethys or Tibetan Himalayas and the Trans Himalayas, which extend far northward into Tibet. In Kashmir and Indian state of Himachal Pradesh, the Tethys are at their widest, forming the Spirit Basin and the Zaskar Range. The Tethys Himalaya is an approximately 100-kilometer wide synclinorium formed by strongly folded and imbricated weakly metamorphosed sedimentary series. In this map, you can see the presence of the Great Himalayan Ranges. Jammu and Kashmir have a wide range of geological formations from the Archean period to the recent. So it is possible to witness Paleozoic, Mesozoic, and Cenozoic formations. The Paleozoic era includes Permian, Carboniferous, Devonian, Silurian, Ordovician, Cambrian, and Proterozoic timescale. Mesozoic era includes Paleocene, Cretaceous, Jurassic, and Triassic timescale. Cenozoic era includes Pliocene, Miocene, Oligocene, and Eocene timescale. The Paleozoic era holds the Salkala Formation, Karihul, Lolab, Dogra Formation, Finistella Shale, Aishmugam Formation, Muth, Morgan Formation, Mamal Formation, Panjal Volcanics, Nishadbek Formation, and Agglomeratic Slate. Mesozoic era comprises Wumo Formation, Vihi Wuhan Formation, Kriu, Kunamu, and Ziwan Formation. Cenozoic comprises of Nummulitic, Kareva Group, Nagun Formation, Hirpur Formation, and river terraces and alluvium. Some of the formations are shown in this map. Let us explore some of the tectonic details of Jammu and Kashmir. Jammu and Kashmir lies in the seismically active Himalayan belt. It lies in the zone 4 and 5 of seismic zonation map of India. As mentioned before, the collision and convergence was between the Indian and Eurasian plate was along the Indus-Sangpo-Suchar zone. The continued convergence of the Indian plate led to the formation of linear zones of the tectonic deformation of Himalayas. They are Indus-Sangpo-Suchar zone, main central thrust, main boundary thrust, and Himalayan frontal thrust from north to south. Main frontal thrust lies between the Indo-Gangetic alluvial plain in the south and the outer Himalayas in the north. Main boundary thrust lies between the outer Himalayas and the lesser Himalayas. Main central thrust lies between the lesser Himalayas and the greater Himalayas. Indus-Sangpo-Suchar zone marks the northern exposed limit of the Indian plate. Along all these thrust zones, major catastrophic landslides have occurred and is the major source of deadly earthquakes in Jammu and Kashmir. The pictorial representation of the major thrust differentiating the lesser Himalayas, greater Himalayas, and the Tethys Himalayas is shown here. Let us now see the geotechnical field of Jammu and Kashmir. Jammu and Kashmir has a wide range of soil originating from alluvial fans to mountains. Erecting structures in the mountains is a tough task to engineers. Laying roads, constructing towers, bridges, tunnels, reservoirs, hydel power projects is not an easy job to do. Transportation is a strenuous work for the construction people. Sometimes materials are manually transported on rugged mountains where no roads are available. Even site investigation also gets harder in places of rocks as boring for SPT becomes difficult. Deeper foundations for heavily loaded structures need boring equipment, which once again causes transportation difficulties. One such major project is the Chenab Bridge. It is the construction of the Indian Railway steel and concrete arch bridge. It is under construction and expected to be completed by December 2021. The bridge connects Bakal and Kauri in the Riyasi from Udhampur to Baramulla. The geology of the location comprises of the young Himalaya rock. The site has poor quality of the soil with broken rocks of dolomitic limestone and firestone lintels with a silicate content. The quality of the rock was determined as class 3 to 5 with a strength of 60 to 100 megapascal and a volume weight of 2.7 ton per metric cube. The RMR rock mass rating index was found as 40 to 60. The laying of foundation was indeed a tricky job as the terrain is rugged. Excavation on a large scale was carried out for drilling foundation anchors. The tallest pair of 137-meter height required a massive foundation of 150 meter by 36.5 meter. The slopes of the valley varies from 43 degree to 77 degree. Slope stabilization methods were designed for the site. After excavation, rock bowls varying from 4 meter to 12 meter were drilled. When completed, the Chenna Bridge will be the biggest, the longest span, and the highest railway arch bridge ever built in the world. This shows the soil bore rock profile. Here we can witness the soil profile from an alluvial fan. Soil layers are present for a depth of even greater than 40 meter in a dense state. This is an example for a soil bore rock profile from the plains of Kashmir. From these pictures and informations, indeed, Jammu and Kashmir never failed to awe-inspire us. Let it be its culture, tradition, physical features, climate, etc. Let us celebrate our pride, Jammu and Kashmir. Thank you.